All right, you're almost to the level 2 formative. One more last section here, okay? Let's get it done. So let's take everything we've learned, put it in here. So we're going to answer each question below using the following graph, okay? So we got this graph here. We have circle all answers that correctly identify points on the graph and its explanation to the real world situation. So be mindful, the point could be correct or not, but the explanation also would need to be correct for that point, okay? So we're just going to read through each one. Take a look at your graph, the x. Okay, it's always good to understand what your x and y axis represents. So the x represents number of minutes of reading versus y represents number of pages read. Kind of keep an eye on where your points are, right? If you're kind of following up here where they match. Okay, so let's give it a go. So we got 2, 6. First of all, let's make sure that would be a point on our line. So 2 comes first, which is x. Up 6 because that's the y. Okay, it would land on our graph. And it says that it's representing 2 pages read in 6 minutes. So let's see. Would the 2 represent pages? No, it represents minutes. Okay, so you're not reading 2 pages in 6 minutes. Okay, that's not correct because the 2 represents the minutes and it's trying to say pages here. And our 6 really would represent pages. They're trying to say minutes. So that one does not work, so A doesn't work. Let's try B. It says 3, 9. Let's check if that's on there. So 3, 9. Yep, that would work. They're saying 3 minutes. Okay, good, because the x would be 3 minutes. And then going up, the 9 would represent pages because that's our y. So yep, B would work. 3 minutes with 9 pages read. Okay? So the next one we got 3, 9. 3 pages read in 9 minutes. Well, that's the opposite of the one we just said works. So that's one can't possibly work. And then the last one is showing that 2, 6 again. It's flipping it around, so let's just double check. 2 minutes. Yep, that would be on the x here, going up to 6 pages. Yep, that would work. Okay, so we're really just following along with our graph over here. So now it says, describe the point 0, 0, remember that's the origin, in terms of this situation. So they're basically saying, like, what would the 0 and the x mean, and what does the 0 and the y mean? So if we look at 0x, for the x, that would mean 0 minutes of reading, okay, compared to 0 number of pages read. So we got 0 minutes of reading means 0 pages have been read. Okay, that's what 0, 0 would mean in this case. But you make sure you got to say the x first, then the y, because that's how we always write coordinates. X comes first, then y. The last one says, what is the unit rate and what does it mean for the situation? Well, if you're talking about unit rate, you know your second quantity, which in our case, remember it's y over x, so x is the second quantity. I know it's a little confusing. It needs to be down to 1. So let's just see if we can figure that out on our graph right here. If not, we can pick a different point and figure it out. But let's look. If we follow 1 up onto our line, it does meet right at this dash of 3. So that means I'm going to write it as y over x. So that means 3 pages in 1 minute. That would be the unit rate because you need to have 1 as the second unit. So 3 pages in 1 minute. That's the unit rate. So another minute, 3 more pages, so on and so forth. Okay? And so what does it mean for this situation? It means 3 pages are read every minute. Okay? That just can be what is applied later. And if you were going to write an equation, you could use that. Okay, so take this to help you with the next part. Very similar, different situations. So look at your graph. Different scenarios here, but similar idea. With all these questions, the only new one is this one down here where you need to describe the meaning of this point. But you can look up here to help you with that description because that's what this is getting at up here. It's just already given to you. And then you'll need a teacher signature and you're on to level 2 formative assessment and then on to level 3. You got this.